I'm going to take you through a really short sequence that I do, which is a real tension reliever for me, and I use it before I go to bed. I would say I do this most days. It's when I'm watching telly, I just get down on the floor and do these. Um, it just really helps me kind of relieve tension that's built up in the big muscles, and does help me sleep. You will need, it doesn't need to be a yoga strap, but you need something that's quite long. I have seen me take off my jumper and use the sleeves, which you may or may not decide is for you. Dressing gown belt can be helpful. Okay, so let's just go through it. You're going to start lying on the floor, okay, and once you get there, I'm so tuned in, I'm so anchored to do this, I literally am starting to sigh as I come down here. So let yourself have a few sighs, okay? Just let yourself, it's almost for me that like, oh, thank God, at the end of the day, I can just be here now. Okay? And then taking whatever it is you have, pop it on one foot. It doesn't matter which foot it is, okay? And you want to pop it onto one foot and let the leg be where it can be supported by that, okay? I've seen me elbows down. This is a little bit kind of shorter, and I've got a bit of tension in my shoulders today actually, so I quite like holding it with straight arms, and I just kind of let my arms dangle a bit from there. Somewhere where you don't feel that it's hard work for the arms or shoulders, okay? And then you're going to find just the beginning of the stretch in the back of the leg. Okay, so you're not going into loads of tension and letting your body just settle side to the floor. Okay. So you've gone in too far if you're holding your breath, if you can't just let your breath, if you couldn't have a conversation at the same time, you've gone into too hard. Just a gentle stretch and then wait with it. You might find it starts to release, it might not. So we're not looking for it's got to release. The more we do this, the more the body gets tuned into, oh God, yeah, right, it's time to relax. So it's a bit of a drip feed. Might not solve all in 5 minutes, but gradually the body can get really tuned into, oh, I can let go here. Then from there, you're going to go out to the side. Okay, so I tend to put the strap into both hands and hold it. Let my leg come out to the side. You may not get as far as me. You might. It's fine. You might be all the way down the floor. Again, I'm holding it with a band and I'm just giving it a bit of support. And I can feel some stretch in the inner thighs, a little bit on the outside of my hip that I can feel as well. And again, somewhere where you can steady. You could always pop it onto, if there's like the side of the settee there, you could have it so it lands on the side of the settee, which I've seen you do sometimes. Again, a few sighs there. More like a kind of curious wait. What are you going to do if I hold you here and I breathe easy and I just give you a bit of space? Then you're going to bring the leg in. You're going to bend the knee and pop it onto the opposite thigh. Okay, flex the foot. Now, for me, this is enough. I've not got a huge mobility in my hip in this shape. So I can feel some stretch on the outside here. I can feel a little bit on the inside of the shin. If you don't feel some sensations there, you might, it's not going to happen for me. I can't do this at all without my head really popping up. But you want to do it so you can hold it with your head down, okay? It just winds me up and I can't breathe properly. Or you could put your foot onto the edge of the settee, if you've got something like that there, a little stool. And again, we wait. So, a few breaths, just take a bit of tension out, okay? So I do come to it with that kind of, alright, this is the end of my day, a little bit of space for me. Telly's on, it's usually something I can watch at the same time, doesn't need a whole lot of massive concentration, so, and also something that's not going to wind me up. So I have a rule of what I can't watch after 9 o'clock at night. And let me do that on the other side. Okay, we've got one more stretch to do on that leg, but we'll do the other side first. So let's bring in the whatever it is you've got strapped to the other side, and again, where you feel the beginning of the stretch, somewhere probably at the back of your leg. and just wait. So it's nice to do when you do it regularly, to come into that stretch, and if it starts to release, just let it release. Don't go looking for it. It's got to be more, 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 more. There's not an objective that it's got to get to a certain place and somehow that's success or an achievement. It's like, it's a little drip feed over time. You go, that's okay. That's the tension I've got there. It's just released. That one's not releasing as much as my right side, which is pretty typical for me on my left. Then you take it out to the side. Let me do that one out to the side. Let whatever you've got support the leg. Check if the shoulders have got really wound up. So you might bring it back, or you might change the hold of the strap, whatever it is you've got. I can feel my left unwinding quite a bit actually, which is quite nice. It tends not to as easily here, but today for some reason it's doing it quite happily. And then bringing it onto the opposite knee. Okay, again flexing the foot, because that'll just kind of connect through the rest of the leg. I've got a real habit of just letting my ankle, I've got really kind of flexible ankles. Good for some stuff, not for others, so I've got to keep it quite stiff to get the connection up through my hip. And again, wherever you need to go with that lower leg, but don't force it. It's not that because your leg's higher up or you can hold it that somehow you're doing it better. It's more about just feel the sensations, give them time. I think if you feel loads of sensations all over your body, you want to wind it down, you want to reduce the stretch so you can feel it a little bit more isolated into one area that can just hold your focus and attention and curiosity. So if I lift this leg up, and just my whole body just gets wound up in a effort of trying to hold it. Whereas here I've got a really nice kind of release going on. Okay, and then take the foot off there. Maybe give your legs a wee windscreen wiper. And then the last one, you can do different ways. I quite often prop myself up, see the telly, take hold of my top leg, and I've got hold of the ankle, and if I turn around the other way and show you another leg, that's what I'm doing. If you can't reach it, it's fine. What you can do is you can pop the strap on it, bring it over your shoulder, give it a bit of support. You can lie on your tummy and do it, or do it with your hands. Okay, so sometimes I'll do it on my tummy. It depends how I feel. I quite like the watch the telly and do it and feel. And again, you're just feeling where, so for me there's a nice kind of stretch on the front of my thigh, a little bit around the lower end of the thigh above my knee. You just wait, and then do the same on the other side, roll to the other side. I'm going to roll to my tummy and do it there, just so I'm not turning my back to you. Okay, and again feeling that, so I'm propping myself up here so that you can hear me, but I'd usually head down in hands. I'm just feeling, and you're not trying to hold on to it and tense it. Just hold your leg. Feel where there's a stretch, no effort in it. You can use the bands if you want. And then letting go of that, giving it a wee shiggle. And then seeing how you feel after that. Okay. Hope that helped. It's definitely my go-to in the evenings, and it really works for me.